Funny how life works, isn't it? One moment you're ignored, dismissed, underestimated. The next, you're holding the fate of someone's career in your hands. That thought crossed Maya Caldwell's mind as she turned into the far corner of the Kingsley Motors dealership lot in Tampa, Florida. The sun was already scorching the asphalt despite it being just a little past 9 a.m., the kind of heat that clung to your skin like a second layer. Her navy blue Nissan Altima rattled slightly as she parked it, the old engine giving one final sigh before she turned it off. She caught her reflection in the rearview mirror and stared at herself for a beat. A plain navy hoodie swallowed her frame, and a worn baseball cap concealed her curls. No makeup, no jewelry, no badge of status. To the casual eye, she was just another Floridian trying to survive the humidity. But appearances were deceiving. Maya was the newly appointed regional director of Westwood Automotive Group, and Kingsley Motors was one of her top-performing in-paper locations. Today, though, she wasn't visiting as a corporate executive. Today, she was just a potential customer. The dealership's facade glimmered with promise, banners boasting their latest spring sales event, luxury within reach. Maya grabbed a notepad from the passenger seat and stepped into the oppressive heat. As she opened the showroom door, a burst of cold air and smooth jazz greeted her. So did a receptionist well, sort of. The young woman behind the counter gave her a fleeting glance and returned to scrolling on her phone. Maya waited. No welcome. No ismait. No. Can I help you? She moved deeper into the showroom, where polished BMWs, Audis, and Jaguars glistened under soft lighting. 3 salesmen stood nearby, sipping coffee and chatting casually. She caught snippets of their conversation, something about a messy divorce, last night's game, and a woman who had dared ask about a Maserati. Laughter followed. The men didn't so much as glance in her direction. Maya wandered toward a sleek black Range Rover Velar, running her fingers gently along the freshly waxed exterior. Still nothing. After a full minute, she turned on her heel and approached the group directly. "Excuse me," she said, raising a hand slightly. "Could someone help me?" The tallest of the 3 men, his name tag read Jake Whitman, turned slowly. He gave her a look, one that started at her sneakers and ended at her cap. Then he forced a smile. "Sure," he said with a hint of smugness. "What are you looking for today?" "Something mid-size. SUV. Comfortable. Good mileage," she said, her voice even. Jake nodded slowly, as if digesting her words. "Might be best to start with the pre-owned lot," he said. "Get a feel for things first." Maya blinked. "Actually, I saw a few new models outside I liked." Jake's smile turned into a smirk. "Those can run pretty steep. Might be out of range. But we've got some solid certified pre-owned options. Dependable, easy financing. Nothing too flashy." Her grip tightened on her notepad. "I'd still like to see the new ones." He clapped his hands together in mock enthusiasm. "All right, before we do that, mind telling me your budget? That way I can show you something that makes sense." "Is that how you usually start with people?" she asked. "With folks who walking off the street?" "Yeah, I like to cut through the noise." She glanced at the Porsche key fob clipped to his belt. "I'm still interested in this one," she said, motioning to the Velar. He leaned in slightly. "Listen, I've been doing this a long time. I can tell when someone's just dreaming. Not saying you're not serious, but we've got some great pre-owned options that might be more your speed. You don't want to fall in love with something that'll break your heart or your bank." It wasn't anger she felt. It was confirmation. "You haven't asked me about my job, or what I've driven before." Jake shrugged. "You're right. I haven't. But I've got instincts. You came in dressed like someone trying to get her first car." Maya opened her notepad and scribbled something down. "You taking notes on me now? I like to remember who I talk to. Helps later." Jake's laugh was tight and uneasy. "Look, I'm just trying to help. If you want to waste time walking around, go for it. But when you're ready to talk real numbers, come find me." He turned and walked away. Maya sat down on a bench near the vending machine, phone in hand. She logged names, timestamps, interactions. This wasn't just poor service. It was systemic. An hour later, the entire showroom gathered after receiving a cryptic text. All staff to the floor. Now, Jake stood near the espresso machine, sipping lazily. That changed quickly when Maya stepped forward and said, "Jake Whitman, turn in your badge. Leave the premises." The room fell silent. The receptionist finally looked up. Jake blinked. "You can't be serious." "I'm completely serious." "Over what?" "Because I suggested a used car?" "Because you judged me." "Because you do it to everyone who doesn't fit your image of a worthy buyer. And it's hurting this dealership." Jeremy Baker, the floor manager, stepped in. "Miss Caldwell, firing someone on the spot, maybe we can." "No, Jeremy. You let this culture fester. That ends today." Jake stared, seething, then flung his badge on a desk. "Whatever." He stormed out. Maya looked around the room. Anyone who can't treat customers with respect, the exit is that way. Tom, a veteran salesperson, raised a hand. "We don't mean harm, Miss Caldwell. Sometimes you just get a sense who's serious." "And you base that on appearances," she replied. I walked in and was ignored. Meanwhile, a guy in gym shorts got treated like royalty. That's not instinct. That's discrimination. Jeremy exhaled. "What now?" "Now we reset. New training. New expectations. New leadership culture." Some murmured. Some nodded. Then she turned to Maddox, another repeat offender. "You're fired. Third strike. No more excuses." He turned red. "You're firing me just like that?" "Yes." He stomped out. And then she turned to Mark. "Mark Lindley," she said. "You're promoted to senior floor associate. You'll enter the leadership training program. Wait, seriously, you treated me with respect. That's what this place needs." He was stunned. "Thank you. I won't let you down." "Good. Keep doing what you're doing." When the floor emptied, Jeremy came over, shoulders slumped. "I didn't know it was that bad." "You knew. You just didn't want to deal with it. So, two options. Step down and transfer, or be replaced." He swallowed hard. "I'll transfer." "Good call. HR will follow up." She returned to Mark. "You've got potential. You'll be paired with a mentor. I'll check it myself." He nodded. "Can I ask something? Why did you come personally?" "Because I needed to feel it. Emails don't show silence. Paper doesn't show bias." He thought for a moment. Maybe being a nobody is how people show who they really are. She smiled. "Exactly." Maya stepped out into the sun, walked to her old Altima, and sat quietly before turning the engine. She let the moment sit with her, not out of fatigue, but clarity. One dealership down. Many to go. But this one wouldn't go back to what it was. Not under her watch. Respect isn't earned through clothes or titles. It's the bare minimum. Treat people like they matter. Because sometimes the person you ignore is the one writing your paycheck.